Hello guys, so boy, Deka the Great. It's another day to review our trades, to review our setup, and to know the reason and the analysis behind the idea behind the signal that you traded. So even if you lose or you make profits, we still are going to find out the reason behind the setup and why you are taking those trades. I know that most of you just see a signal, you trade it, and you do not know the reason or the technical aspect of that very setup or that trade. So now what I will be doing is after I drop a trade, I will make a video on that trade and let us know the particular reason behind that setup so that most times when you are taking this trade, you take it with rest of mind so that when you make losses, you know that it's part of the game. Okay, so even when you have an A plus setup, you can also end up losing that trade maybe due to a change in market or there are set other factors, other flow, manipulation, institutions, and there are several factors that can come into play that even your A plus setup can end up in loss. So let's dive into the chart. Today I dropped two setup, gold and BTC. So I want to give you the reasons behind those setups. So the first trade that I dropped was gold. The first trade that I dropped was gold. So let's take a look at it. Gold and BTC. Now, before I before I go into this trade, this was the gold setup, and we are still um, a bit above our entry. Before I move on, I want to let you know what I look for on the chart before I trade any chart. Now, this is my checklist. This is my checklist on any chart before I will take a trade. I want to look at the directional bias, the macro. So I want to look at the 4 hours, the 1 hour, and the 15 minutes time frame. I want to know their direction and I want to know the levels or the structure. I want to know where the market is heading. Now, from this 4 hours, 15 minutes, and 1 hour time frame, I want to make sure that at least two of this time frame aligns with the bias. So now, if maybe the 4 hours is saying that the market is trending, the 1 hour is saying that the market is trending, and the 15 minutes is saying that the market is bullish, I will want to trade in the direction that has two confirmations. So I want at least two of this time frame to be in alliance before I will trade in that direction. Another thing I also look for is order flow. Order flow will help you to Order flow simply means the direction where institutions are driving the price, either institution or whales or the banks, or maybe where there is a very high volume, the direction where you have a very high volume. I want to trade along in that direction. I don't want to be trading into a direction where there is no volume. Reason being that when I open a position as a day trader, I want to be able to close that position before the end of the day. If I don't make a full TP, I want to make sure that at least that trade will hit my TP1. That is why I consider order flow. And what makes me to identify order flow is displacement. So I look for that displacement on the chart before I will know the direction. And now my displacement has to align with my directional bias, which I mentioned that at least two direction must be saying the same thing. And from there, I'll move on to check if there is fair value gap. Then if there is fair value gap, I want price to retrace back into that fair value gap. Once price retraces back into the fair value gap, then if the fair value gap is going to be considered if price is going to respect that fair value gap, what I want to look for is I want to see price start rejecting from that fair value gap. And once price start rejecting from that fair value gap, I want to see internal break of structure or internal change in structural direction um, or market structure shift in that internal structure. So from there, I can either buy or sell to know that okay, price is respecting this fair value gap. Now, another thing I also look for is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So I want to be able to show us that on the chart because I use this other entire steps, then I'll use accumulation distribution to enter on gold. So this other step is generally what I use. So I use this on Binance. I use this to give direction on BTC. So let's go to the chart and see BTC first. On the BTC chart, after you analyze your bias, I don't really analyze my bias, but I have a dashboard. I have an instrument that shows me where the market is moving in at the very time when I want to analyze my chart. So on the 4 hours from my dashboard, you can see 4 hours is bullish, 1 hour is bullish, 15 minutes is bullish. 1 hour, 4 hours order flow is bullish, 1 hour order flow is bullish. Then this 15 minutes, and this one are neutral. I have already entered the trade. So now you now confirm from here that at least 2 of these macro are in alliance, they are in confirmation of the trend. Another thing I'll do for now, after that, I'll go to the 15 minutes time frame and look for my displacement. On the 15 minutes time frame, I look for my displacement. Now, I want my displacement to break either an internal swing high or internal, I want my displacement to break an internal structure. So, or it should break swing high or swing low. Now, so on BTC, on my 15 minutes, you can see price was moving all the way down. Then at this level, there was a kind of accumulation. So in this accumulation area, I want price to move to a direction. I want price to move into the direction of either if 1 hour, if 4 hours was bullish then. So I want my 15 minutes to turn bullish so that I can trade in that direction. And for 15 minutes to turn bullish, it's not just any candle I'm looking for. I'm looking for a displacement, not just any other displacement, a valid displacement. And what was my displacement? This very candle is what gave me my displacement. You can read up about displacement, guys. Now, this particular candle is what gave me my displacement. So after that, I have seen a displacement and I have seen a fair value gap. Mind you, every value displacement will always come with a fair value gap. So I want price to come and take out that fair value gap. So when price take out this displacement, I want to look for something. What would I want to do? I go to a lower time frame, either between 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or even at most 5 minutes, and look for an internal structure within this level. Now, this internal structure, what am I looking for in this internal structure? I want price to reject from the fair value gap. See price rejecting here. I want price to reject from the fair value gap. And once price rejects from this fair value gap, if I want to wait for an A plus setup, I want price to maybe cause a break of structure or change in market direction. So which is here. That is what happened here. You can see, let me draw the internal structure for you. This is the internal structure I'm talking about. You see when price is creating, then suddenly there was this particular candle to break this internal structure. So if I'm looking for an A plus setup, this is what I will trade. This is what this very candle that break the structure is my entry on the lower time frame. So you put your stop loss below the fair value gap. Now, if maybe this happen, there are times that price will go up or break structure. Then I did not see that price. Maybe the fair value gap has been filled. There is no longer valid fair value gap. At that point, I will just have to wait. What will I wait for? I will wait for price to retest a breaker block, order block, or take out that liquidity before I begin to trade. So now this is the idea behind the BTC setup, which I have mentioned. Bias, there was a structural bias, there was directional bias to the upside, there was order flow, there was a displacement, there was a fair value gap, even the lower time frame saw retracement, rejection, and you saw change in structure direction. So before I took that trade, so that was the very reason behind giving you this sell on BTC. Sorry, this buy rather on BTC, and the setup is going very smoothly. It's going very smoothly. I think I entered. Okay, I have it here on my. So look at it. It is going well. The trades are going well. So the next one was gold. I gave a sell on gold, but the sell I gave on gold, I gave it with a very strict instruction that if you are trading this setup, you have to use a very low margin, because when I checked gold as at the time, everything was pointing to the upside. Everything was pointing to the upside, but I wanted to just trade gold. Well, it is against my trading rule, but I gave the setup anyways. Why did I give that setup? I gave it based on accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, which is what we mentioned here, which is what another method that I use in trading: accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. And what do I look for in accumulation, manipulation, and distribution? First, you might not know where market is going to manipulate in an accumulation stage. So on the 15 minutes time frame, this was the accumulation phase. Now, after this accumulation stage, price manipulated to the upside up to this area. Now, when price manipulated to this area, what I will look out for now is to wait for price to take out liquidity. I will wait for price to take out liquidity. And when price takes out liquidity, I want price to now drop. And that's when price is now dropping. I want to also move back to my lower time frame, either 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or 1 minute, and look for a change or a shift in structure direction before I begin to take the trade. Now, the first one, I went to the 4 hours time frame. I went to the 4 hours time frame and saw that price has taken out liquidity. Look at all this liquidity that was here. Price has taken out those liquidities. So what did I do? I went to the 5 minutes time frame. I think, yes, 5 minutes time frame. On the 5 minutes time frame, I want price to break the 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 low that pushed all the way up, and this was the low that pushed price all the way up. This on the 5 minutes time frame, this is the price. This is very low, is what pushed price all the way up. So I want price to break this low with a very big candle, like a displaced candle on this time frame. So you can see the displaced candle got broken. Now, when the displaced candle got broken, I want price to retrace back into that displacement. Then I will now begin to take a trade if there's a break of structure. So now, one thing that was not in this was a break of structure. I should have waited for, when price moved here, I should have waited for maybe a break of structure. So a break of structure would have given us something like this. Would have given us something like this. So that we'll continue to the downside. But then it did not happen. Price moved to retested the low, and we are moving all the way up. So this particular trade, we are still on a loss. So I'm still expecting that price will push us all the way to the downside. So now, that is another pattern I used to trade, and that is what I used to give this trade, which I've explained. Accumulation, manipulation. I was expecting a distribution because price has already taken out liquidity on the 4 hours time frame. But then, before I gave out this signal, you saw that even on the directional bias, price was very bullish. 4 hours, 1 hour, even the 15 minutes, everything was bullish. So I instructed my people that do not take this setup with a high margin because price is very bullish on the higher time frame. So these were my ideas behind the two setups that we traded today. So if you have traded any of this setup, you can give us a feedback. You can drop your result in the group. You can drop your result in the group or give us your feedback. And if there's anything about our trading that you do not understand, also try to contact us. Our link is in the bio. If you want to join our Telegram, the link is in the bio, guys. So these were the trading ideas behind our trades today. See you in our next setup, and I will also make a video and let you know why we took those trades. All right, guys, stay tuned and keep following, keep supporting, like our pages and join our communities. See you next time. Bye.